All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to September's member showcase of the Decentralized AI Agent Alliance. We've got two great, hopefully, agent presenters today, Temporai AI and Solar Punk, which is affiliated with Swarm. So real quick, before we turn it over to them, well, this is the next showcase. The next showcase will be on the second Monday of October, which a quick look at the says that it'll be October 13th. So if you've got a agent that you'd like to showcase on the 13th, let us know. Or if you know somebody, at this point, we're not getting as many people asking to be showcased yet. I'm sure it'll grow rapidly. So we're also happy to see, have showcases from folks outside of DAIAA, if you know anybody, and that's October 13th. And so with that, I will stop sharing and turn it over to our first presenters from Temporai.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks,
So
Kevin.
yeah. All right. So hey everyone. Sorry if it's a little bit noisy here. I'm actually in the middle of a conference at the lobby, actually next to the door, people coming in and out. Yeah, it's the TGE conference at Cornell Deck, and I think I'll probably be later on. I'll probably be on stage. They'll probably roast me on our GTM, but that's okay. But so yeah, I'm the founder of Temporai, and what we're doing is we're building AI agents to do crypto investing or DeFi. So we're creating a DeFi portfolio management full pilot. Are you guys able to hear me okay?
Yep.
All right, good.
It's it's,
All
it's
right.
a little it's a little bit in the background, but we can hear you well.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, so our goal is that we want to so our goal is that we want users to be able to use our agents to find really good DeFi products around stable coins to grow and optimize their portfolio without them doing as much of the legwork to finding it in the DeFi system. And I think that's where our agents, this could be a lot of use case using like agentic features to make the investment process more seamless, from finding information, pulling the analytics, to even actually doing the on-chain execution of actually first providing the portfolio and then actually deploying the portfolio to all the respective asset classes. So for today, we'd like to showcase our DeFi agent. We call them Dr. Hero, inspired by Hero protagonist from Snow Crash. So, and then we can show two parts. First one is about like the user actually using natural language and then ask about maybe constructing a portfolio. And then the second part, showing some demos about actually doing some swaps using intent structures, and happy to kind of go over and then ask any questions after that. So
Perfect.
maybe should I start? Okay.
Yep. This
Okay,
screen
go ahead and
yours.
start sharing. Yeah. Go ahead and share. Let's see. Is it, am I sharing?
You are not.
I am not sharing.
He's not with us.
Share. Remote desktop is ready. Oh, right here. Allow remote interaction share. Okay. I think it's
Double click. Yeah, there you go. Now you're sharing.
awesome. All right. So here, so we have our agent. It's currently running on Telegram. So it's kind of a chat app interface. So this is Dr. Hero. So here we can first, so you're like the user, and you have some, let's say you have some like stable coins, right? Like 100 USDC, and then you want to see whether you can find ways to earn yields with it. So here we have a example query where you can like want to invest in let's see, like 250. Oops. So I could go ahead and like put it into the DeFi agents, and it could say that, oh, I want to invest 250 USDC. I've been on my base. I want to generate some yields, and I have some recommendation about what portfolio I would like. So here is like I want 80% liquid bearing, 20% in vaults. Can you create a portfolio plan for me? So what's happening with this agent? So this is a little bit under the scene is the agent is calling different tools as like or another specialized agent to kind of collect different feeds and then search for different um stable coins, for example, from vaults. And then after that gives me a like portfolio plan. So here in this case, it's like, okay, you have a portfolio of 250. Um, you want some in liquid stablecoin. So here are some that you can invest in. And then here are some that are like yield optimized vaults. So right now, we have examples such as Morpho, and then here are the different ones that is like created as a portfolio plan. So it's like Morpho Smart USDC, and then USDC, it tells you how much of the allocations is putting in, because you only want 20%, so it's putting 50 USDC for the bonus. So this is how much is being put in, and then you want 80% in liquid yield bearing, and then this is how much it's planning to put in. So it's like, okay, I think Ethereum looks pretty good, and then it gives approximate APY. Here's Sky Protocol, it's pretty good, and Frax, etc. And so it basically kind of constructs a portfolio plan for you based on what you're looking for in your query. So maybe we can give another example. Let me see. So it's like, okay, we can maybe adjust to make it a little bit different. So instead of 250 USDC, we can say 500 and just like 50 and 50 and then see what it means. So what it then do is it's going to create another portfolio view going to the different um, data feeds, and then it can then construct it. So it may take a while because it's going through the different data feeds, but I can show you like what it did previously. So what it then did was, okay, create a portfolio, 500 USDC, 250 in liquid yield bearing, 250 in liquidity, and then it can then break it down further about exactly which assets to kind of invest in. Um, so yeah, so that's currently our demo for the portfolio, and then one of our future.
And now can you actually invest?
So that's exactly what our team is currently working on. We're actually building the tools that you can actually then say, once you like your portfolio, it can then say, okay, I'll go ahead and uh deploy those capitals into those respective locations. So we're actually working on tools right now to programmatically be able to deploy it into, for example, to Morpho or Athena, and then use it as a tool for our agents. So it can actually do both things. First is the constructed portfolio for you, and then it can actually deploy for you. And then later on, it can then like maintain the portfolio and then rebalance it. And then also allow you to kind of take it out when necessary. So,
Okay.
so that is the portfolio planning for it. But I also have I have a co-founder here, CJ, and he can present to you about what we're working on actually regarding using our agents to actually perform swaps to like move transactions from one chain or tokens to another.
Hey, yeah, that's me. Hello, everyone. Maybe I can do like a short demo, but I would like start off the video first because that's usually more stable, and then I can later try to do it over here. But this this kind of showcase our swapping agent. But our goal is later on, because we already have the swapping agent, so our portfolio agent will be using the swapping agent to carry out this task. Do you hear it?
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
I see it. I'm not hearing anything. Oh, now, yes.
Using it
Yeah.
shouldn't be. Dr. Hero turns plain English into safe, verifiable execution on near. I state swap 1 USDC on base to near. The agent parses it and builds the route. Before any funds move, you'll see protections. Expected receive, a minimum receive amount, slippage tolerance, and an ETA. Now I create a one-time deposit session. We add the near recipient and an optional refund address. The bot returns a unique deposit address and asks me to send exactly 1 USDC. Single transfer, no memo, clear and predictable. I send 1 USDC from MetaMask. About 37 seconds later, success on near with a verifiable transaction hash. Every swap ends with a PDF receipt for audit and compliance. Why near? Intents handle cross-chain execution. Why shade? Keys stay inside TEEs, and actions are cryptographically verifiable. We're AI-first builders with a working product and a clear path to scale. Let's co-build Shade, Python, integrate near DeFi, and onboard our first 10,000 users.
So yeah, that's the video that we showed for the accelerator, and I'm gonna try it out right now in person. So I was trying it out while Kevin was going through it, but right now I'm gonna ask it to create a deposit. So I actually have it on a more powerful model right now because yeah, I don't want it to like mess up in the middle. So it might take a little bit longer than the video itself. Feel free to like stop me if yeah, if it takes too long. So I'm gonna paste the recipient here from my wallet address. Oh wait, no, I pasted the wrong one. Yeah. Okay. I was supposed to paste this, but maybe this can show you a little bit. Actually, my recipient address is this. Then I can, yeah.
Did you send that?
Well, I'm waiting for it to come back, but I can send it right now. So it should, let me see. So it's save it on here. Near, okay. So I think it received the first one, but then it say right here, cause I gave it the MetaMask, and now it say that it needed a near account. Yeah. So I never pasted it wrongly, but maybe this is also one of the safeguard it has. But that's more, I would say I would give that credit more toward GPT part than to us. So yeah, now it's safe and too near. And now it wants the refund address. So if anything went wrong, it's supposed to put it back into refund. I know this takes a while, but yeah, maybe I
Yeah,
can learn more about y'all first, or I can let Kevin take it away first.
yeah, sounds good. So I think as you see, we have kind of like the two legs. First is about like the creation of the portfolio process, and then as well as our first demonstration of actually doing the on-chain actions. That is what CJ is showing, and we're doing it all on using natural languages, all using on Telegram, and then that is what ends. So it could be very interactive directly with the human users. And I think this this could be a very much more interesting and way for people to actually interact with the app and actually and help invest and create a portfolio and actually execute on the portfolio on the user's behalf. And I think our aim is that we want to make it easier for people, especially not in the Web3 space, to be able to actually get the benefits of actually investing in Web3 without running into a lot of the hassles, like for example, that CJ is kind of experiencing, and then let agents kind of smooth out all these processes eventually, and then to have it more accessible to the hands of more users. Yeah.
Sure. No,
So
yeah, go on.
yeah, so right now it asks us to send 0.7 USDC to this deposit address. So I'm gonna go ahead and send it. Hopefully everything worked out well. So it's gonna be on base, yeah, and USDC. So base USDC and 0.7. Continue and confirm. I can see if things go wrong, so I'll just let you know if it's not going through. But before that, maybe
Yo,
so
cool.
I
What?
have 7.8 on here.
There you go. So what accelerator you guys going through?
So we're going through a Near accelerator. So we're working closely with the Near blockchain. So they have a blockchain, but I think they're marketed as like their blockchain for AI, and they have like a lot of tooling to make like on-chain processes. Like for example, they have something called Near Intent that allows us to like make swaps and bridges on various different chains. So we can do like cross-chain wherever needed. So like, for example, we're starting with USDC on base because that could be the like the on-ramp. For example, a lot of users can start from Coinbase and then they have their wallet using base, and then we can use near intent to then swap it to whichever other chains that have interesting like DeFi projects. Like for example, Athena is I think mostly available on Ethereum, so we can like kind of swap it for there. But I think Near can also swap it to different L1 blockchains as well. So that's why we're using their infrastructure.
Cool. Okay.
So I
Yeah.
don't know if it reply, but I have 7.8 here, and I think the thing went through, but it did not reply. Yeah, so there's 8.5 now, but yeah, I just didn't reply here.
Yeah, so this is just a very early version of what we have, but we're definitely hoping that next time we can have a more end-to-end demo to showcase to you
See,
guys.
it came back.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then maybe
hopefully. Go ahead, Kevin.
yeah. and then hopefully even open to some like potential alpha users maybe by next month. So
Okay,
you
well,
guys
very cool.
can try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And congrats on getting into the NEAR program. It's definitely, I think Eli is the smartest guy at the intersection of crypto and AI. So you guys are in a great place. So, and thanks for sharing that with us. And then,
Exactly.
if you guys stick around, we might have time at the end for questions from folks, but be great to turn it over now to the Solar Punks crew.
Okay, let me.
Andres? Oh, yeah, you guys stop sharing.
Okay, nice. Got it.
All right. Thanks, Lo.
Yeah, thanks. Hi everyone. So hi, I'm Andras from Solar Punk, the CTO of Solar Punk. So we're working with together with Swarm to create solutions on top of Swarm. So what is Swarm in a nutshell? But just I will share my presentation so you will see some details. Just a second.
Where are you calling in from, Andres?
Right now I'm in Hungary. Actually, I'm usually in Dubai, but I'm in Hungary right now, Budapest. Yeah. So the bridge to decentralized AI and what it means and how Swarm can be used for this purpose. So Swarm, if you don't know, is a decentralized storage and communications infrastructure. So it has been around, but it's quite a mature infrastructure now with thousands of nodes globally, and it can store chunks of data in a decentralized way, and we can use this kind of powerful decentralized storage to power AI in kind of like creating decentralized workflows. And I guess most of you know what is an MC, not all the details. So MCP is kind of a connector between like outside tools in the world and the AI models and agents. So the process is that there's a discovery phase when you connect an MCP to your AI tool, and then the MCP returns a list of tools that the AI could use to achieve its purpose. And then the AI, based on this list, it will reason which is the best tool to use for the task specifically, and then it will choose one, and then it will execute that tool to achieve the task to kind of have a like through the MCP server. So the MCP server will be the one that kind of executing a tool, and through a standardized interface will return the output to the AI model, and the AI model can use that output to kind of like go on with the task or maybe like a subtask. And here, just on this diagram, you can see like there are many MCPs. Actually everyone is building their MCP. So right now there is like GitHub MCP famously, where you can like do a lot of things, almost everything on GitHub, but you can do on a GitHub API and the tools. And in our case, it's more like what I'll show you, like how you can use Swarm to kind of connect AI directly to a decentralized storage. So it can use it for storing data also, but for even communicating. I'll show a demo about that in a second. So yeah, why Swarm MCP? So I mentioned like the AI agents, they don't necessarily have a persistent memory, or at least not one which is not centralized. So most of the AI agents are running on some kind of centralized solution and server, far more like a service, so like OpenAI, Claude, and others. And of course, it's a single point of failure. Also, it's kind of not censorship resistant. So it can decentralization has a lot of advantages here. So the solution is Swarm, because Swarm is like kind of like decentralized, resilient, and it can be very private. I will also show some examples of that, and it's completely decentralized. So the data is separate, like kind of parsed into chunks, 4 KB chunks, and it will never really leave the agents or the local machine in one piece. And it's also encrypted, so the privacy is there as well. And so the bridge between the kind of like this decentralized storage and communication capabilities and the AI is the key, where with Swarm MCP we can kind of like manage all the things that you can do on Swarm, and the AI agent can autonomously use Swarm for any kind of purpose. And so the postage stamp actually just so the postage stamp is something that you paid the storage for with the time and storage space. And in the future, we're planning to make it also autonomous, that agents can either they don't have to deal with these postage stamp things, or they can, if they want control, they can choose what kind of capacity and time frame to use the Swarm kind of storage capacity. So what I'll show in this demo, just kind of have a better picture of what it does. So I will kind of demonstrate that on one side, I'm running a completely local AI model with a local MCP client, a local Swarm MCP instance, and a local Swarm node. So with the Swarm node, I will connect directly to the Swarm network. So without any intermediaries, without any kind of like gateways or internet, like kind of like no third parties that can listen into the data. And just to show that actually it's like a broad applications are possible. On the other side, I will just use a CROD desktop with a remote Anthropic API, CROD Sonnet AI, and then that will also use kind of like remote services. So kind of you can use it in web two ways also, but you can also be completely decentralized and kind of like do everything in on your local host and access Swarm directly. So I will show you. I will change my screen to a different window. Just a moment. So this is LM Studio. So you can see it now. So what I have here, I have like a kind of basic model. So Qwen3, 4 billion parameters, which is a relatively small model. And I have this Swarm local MCP setup. You can see the MCP configuration here. So this is running on a local host, my Swarm node, and it requires a few parameters. And this actually will, we can, if we share that with another agent, then we can already kind of like have a communication bridge between us, which I'll show in a moment. So let's say I will say to this model that upload this greeting to Swarm topic, say channel local agent, and I will say hello. I think I just have something here. Hello, I am local agent. Let's say it's like kind of a greeting. So what will happen now is that through the Swarm MCP, the AI is choosing this text, upload text function, and then it will, it uploaded actually to this so-called Swarm feed. So Swarm feed is kind of like indexed kind of like sequence of data, which you can use for dynamic, it's kind of like you can also use it for communication channel version files or version results. It's kind of like an array of information. So it uploaded hello there, I'm a local agent. And so imagine that we are jumping to, so this is complete locally. I uploaded this to Swarm using my local machine with a local AI. And now let's jump to CROD desktop. And so this completely independent of the LM Studio I showed you. And this is also running this Swarm MCP, actually a different instance of it, and it has access to these functions like the upload text, download text, and so on. So I will say like check latest from Swarm topic channel local agent. So like let's assume that they already kind of like describe like how they will use Swarm, and is aware of that this topic local agent exists. So it will download the text using the Swarm MCP, and yeah, and it says like hello there, I'm a local agent. So it's kind of like the local agent greeted this remote agent. So now let's say like I want to reply, like kind of establish a communication. I will say like upload to Swarm topic. Let's say I'm a channel remote agent, and hello local, I am remote agent. And then this will upload it to kind of like using the same private key, so they kind of aware of each other, but they're using a different topic. So it's kind of like imagine like subscribing to a different kind of topic. So what happens here is actually this is using a gateway, so kind of demonstrating that you can use Swarm also with a gateway if you need to. But the best way, of course, to be like using local Swarm node and uploading directly from a local node. So this uploaded this to this channel remote agent, this kind of greeting. And if I'm jumping back to LM Studio once again, just give me a moment. Yes. So now I'm seeing like let's see, like get latest from Swarm topic channel remote agent. It's downloading the text using the Swarm MCP, and then yes, I even made a mistake, so it's real. So like hello local, I am remote agent. So it's kind of like like you can imagine this is like you can already kind of establish a communication channel because it can be encrypted. But I guess this was kind of the part of the demo that I wanted to show here, because I guess you can, based on this, you can imagine a lot of possibilities. We can upload files, folders, like even gigabytes of data, and full folders if you want to. So kind of like sharing between agents. And I've jumped back to the presentation, like kind of give you an idea, like what's next and how we can actually use this for as well in the future. Yeah, so this was the demo, how I kind of like the architecture of it, and how we can like kind of use this. So imagine one thing I showed you was is like agent-to-agent communication. So it's kind of usable already as it is, but we'll make it more robust and include more access control, which I get to a moment. So also we're planning to have kind of like agent discovery on Swarm Network, maybe in, I guess, partnership with Hashgraph, I guess. So we're open to kind of collaborate with everyone who kind of creates like ideas of have standards of like, like agent discovery. And we also want to introduce full autonomy, so agents can manage Swarm, even the storage cost and how they see fit. So maybe even have separate, storage cost post systems for different users, so they can kind of like understand all aspects of Swarm and use it as they see fit in their workflows. Or maybe share like a post system with a sub account or a sub agent workflow. Maybe creating a task for a sub-agent. And also, which is a big one, is sharing access control private data, because Swarm has a function called, or feature rather, ACT, access control try. And with that, kind of uniquely in the decentralized storage world, we can precisely kind of control the access of the data. So I can say that this agent has access to the data for this particular data, but the other agent cannot even see it on the Swarm network. So it's not even visible for them that the data exists. They cannot even get the encrypted version of it. So it's a secure access control. And that can open up a lot of, I guess, monetization and gated content, especially if we're talking about trading data or any kind of high value data between agents. And yes, also we're of course aiming for wider adoption. So I guess one powerful thing is about the Swarm with MCP in general, that you can already connect it to a lot of compatible applications. That is just so now, even like I show you too, and there's a lot more. So Windsurf or any kind of agent, or you can of course create your own with LangChain. So any kind of agentic workflows, it's easy to integrate to. And so we're in the process now to, because this is a POC and already works well in my opinion, but we're also kind of like building it out to be a production ready solution where ACT probably will be introduced, and some of these full autonomy features that I mentioned here. And this is the end of my presentation now, and then I'm open for questions that would be interested in what you kind of say or how you could use this. Thank you.
Super interesting. And yeah, I'll start with the first one, and then we can open it up. When you guys were thinking about it, what are kind of the first applications that you'll try and target?
I guess so. For now, is like we're thinking that with Swarm MCP, it's kind of like a general tool. It opens up a lot of possibilities even for users. So like imagine that if a user have to learn some difficult Web3 concept with the Swarm MCP, like a conversational AI, you can use Swarm already for any kind of purpose, for like a personal use. But we are thinking that maybe an agent can look into like private data. So like on Swarm, you are the owner of the data. So let's say we have medical data, which is very sensitive. You might not even want people to look at it. So we're thinking that maybe with ACT, you share the data very precisely with that agentic workflow. The agent will assess some things, maybe kind of anonymizing your data, and then either shares it back with you. So it's kind of like a access control given back to you, so only you see the results, for example, or share it with a third party, which is kind of like maybe a medical professional, which was also authorized to access the data. So, so I guess ACT can be very powerful here to use like kind of like private and sensitive data and even valuable data as well to share between agents, and don't have to worry about your data being leaked or taken advantage of.
No, very powerful. Yeah, obviously, yeah, important to a lot of people on the call. So, we can open it up for questions, and yes, that's for of Temporai as well. Thanks, Kevin. Come back. Anybody just can raise their hand, or just Alan. Got a question?
Yeah, to extend that a little bit more on the data storage. I mean, couple questions. The types of applications for using Swarm and what you're doing. What if they're data heavy? And is there a point where it becomes not so economically viable? And where do those costs actually go? I mean, is it each individual, since this is decentralized, or is there some do you pay into something and there's shared costs across those things? Or is that, I assume it depends on the type of agent that's being created.
Yeah, so there's a concept of post system. So what happens is that you kind of buy a post system batch, which is kind of like a set capacity of data for a set amount of time. So let's say you want 10 GB for 1 year, or even, so it's powerful because you can even say like, oh, I just want this used to have this data on the network for 3 days. So it's very up to you, and the economy part comes in here. Like if you don't want to spend too much on the data, you can just say, okay, I need this data to live on the network for 5 days, because maybe it's after it's less valuable, it's more communication data, then you can do that. And as for the size, I guess technically it's limitless, but it's definitely more economical, like for bigger files than like a blockchain inscription or something similar. So we're talking about like even gigabytes of data you can share. And I guess the current price is around like 10 cents for a gigabyte per month, something like that. But it can change a little bit, but it's not that huge amount. And the rewards. So how it works is the postage stamp. You have to use a token BZZ to buy it, and then the incentive system, because Swarm has a built-in incentive system, will reward the node operators who are storing the data. And it's important, node operators, they also can't see into the data because it's in chunks and encrypted. It's like not really as dispersed over network, so no one node has a full picture of one file anyway. So they kind of look into the data. So they just kind of storing it and get incentivized directly from the BZZ token that was used for purchasing the post systems.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Ty, you're up.
Yeah, playing a little bit of inside baseball because I definitely know a lot about Solar Punk. Awesome product and team. When you guys are talking about agent-to-agent communication and discovery, have you? I know there's a bunch of different organizations that are looking to understand, what's the most agnostic way to create these systems, and then specifically for discovery, how do you know the agent is real and the identity of the agent isn't being spoofed? I know, again, sorry for playing inside baseball. Hashgraph Online just released HCS 14, which is a universal agentic ID standard that would wrap W3C DIDs, so you could have deterministic identity of both Web 2 and Web 3. But how are you guys thinking about like that identity? I think that's the next biggest thing. Everything's agentic, everything swarms. We get to that section, but then how do they communicate? How do they discover? How do they identify? Just where are you guys thinking in that line of thought?
Yeah, so it's actually a very good question. So we have a roadmap, which is kind of like three pillars. So first is the MCP, the second is the agent discovery and the agent-to-agent communication, and third is kind of the agent economy. So actually, we didn't really like venture that far ahead, but that's definitely something that it should be tackled. And I think that's why it was so, because we know it's kind of like a huge and not a trivial task. So I think we're more than ready to kind of partner up with also, I mean, also we can like research on our own, but I think HashGraph seems like a pretty good fit. So so I think we look more into the future, like how we can use those standards or what we can learn at least from them. So so I think yeah, I guess there's also things like the agent-to-agent protocol by Google. So I guess it's a new thing, so we have to see how that picks up. But it's of course not really designed for decentralization. So maybe there's a way to kind of introduce some decentralization there. And so yeah, but that's definitely in the future for us.
Yeah, the HCS 14 does take into A to A as well. So it's trying to be like a super, like it takes in NANDA and OLS.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so selfishly telling you to check it out, but also was wondering where you guys' minds were at. Very, very cool.
Thanks, Ty. I thought, Kevin, did you have your hand up?
Oh yeah, I was asking about how about like if you looked at MIT's Nanda.
Yeah, I heard about it, but we not. Yeah, so actually, what we're looking into now is that kind of like kind of doing some research, um, like how others are kind of like doing kind of agentic workflows, and but we first now we want to focus on the storage part because it's kind of like a unique proposition. We think that like what Swarm can offer in general, not just on the agentic workflows, but especially here in this kind of niche. So we're focusing on MCP, but we have a roadmap to kind of open it up, and then the agent discovery and kind of like agent economy comes into picture, because we kind of imagine a world where like agents can do tasks and get paid for the task they're doing, and everything is on chain and completely centralized. So like you can imagine maybe there's an agent like no one is in control of it. Maybe it's a scary thought, but like an agent who's like living from the from the economy, like creating tasks and like maybe paying for its own resources and stuff like that. So it's kind of like future thing. But so the point is that it kind of like it's a infrastructure that opens up a whole lot of possibilities for kind of a decentralized future thing.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Cool. Thanks. And I saw there was a hand up earlier that that went down, but anybody else have anything they? Oh, Lakshay, yeah.
Hey, hi guys. I got pretty late in the meeting, but no questions, but a quick sessions and a quick talk. Saw a lot of agents getting built under DAIAA, excited to see all those innovations happening as we are working on Nexusoid AI, and we want to offer something exclusively for DAIAA community as well. So all the agents that are getting built on top of any LLMs or anything that you guys are doing, we are happy to offer our product which is help you gonna get secure and compliant your agent, finding out all the bugs and all the blue teaming and the red teaming part that we have, right? For which a lot of companies hire big cybersecurity firms and everything, right? Happy to provide free credits to the platform so that you can get to know how much secure you are building and how much compliant it is according to the rules across the world, across the globe. So yeah.
Okay, thanks, Lakshay. If you want to send me some info, I'm happy to pass it on.
Definitely.
So cool. Anybody else, any questions, or also happy to open up the floor if anybody just has any general comments or thoughts that they want to share or updates.
Actually, I had one question for Kevin. I was wondering like how you tackle like because fees for this kind of like complex like portfolio building, like let's say a lot of swaps, like how you tackle that for maybe users who you're saying maybe they're new for crypto, and then maybe the agent will take into account how much they're willing to pay. I guess it's less of a problem like these days than before, but I'm just wondering if you were thinking about that.
Yeah, I think that's a very good question. And I think that's definitely like definitely something like a factor like the slippage costs that our agents will have to take account for. Especially from going from one chain to another, especially between L1 to L1. And we're actually using that to kind of factor in whether this is even a like investable asset in the first place. So it's all about um like the pros and cons, the different trade-offs. It's just like how like in TradFi, it's like when you have to trade in places, like sometimes there will be execution costs in order to trade. And then I think the analysts, researchers have to factor in whether this is worth actually making this a position. Not just like the fundamentals, whether you think this is good assets, but also the marketplace, whether you can actually pull it off. So our agents will have to do something here. But I think that's where we're actually using like multiple different intent systems and to find out which ways is like has the best ways. And we're also like exploring the different chains that has the most like liquidity. The most liquidities are the ones usually that you don't have as much of the like the slipping costs. So there's always that benefit. At the same time, there's also I think we're also aware that there may be many upcoming players in the DeFi space, and that they have a lot of potential opportunities. So if there like potential is worth potentially much thinner markets, then yeah, those could also be opportunities there.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Okay, thanks. Tide, you had your hand back up again?
Yeah, sorry. It is an angle. I know there's like been a lot of discussions about tokenizing data sets and then even tokenizing models of AI. And with your decentralized storage that has encrypted access to it, do you see yourself as potentially targeting like a decentralized encrypted data modeling marketplace, sort of like BitTensor, but with less intense, like fine tuning GPU DAO stuff and more, hey, if you want access to this, you pay X amount of money and then you get the encrypted data? Or is that outside of your view?
No, so yeah, kind of like the roadmap that we're thinking that the third pillar is almost exactly this. So yeah, the kind of a marketplace for private data, because like maybe you want to just buy the data, or like want to maybe do something with the data, like a task. So that's definitely something that Swarm can support, because you have it access control, and you can kind of like verify that you have access and verify the data also without revealing the data. So maybe we're also kind of looking into, maybe you can use ZK proofs to verify data. There is also already some verifiability built into Swarm, but to do it in a way that you don't have to reveal the data is important. So yeah, that's kind of on the roadmap that we're thinking. So that's in line, yeah, that what we're thinking to do in the future.
Very cool. I think that's going to be an extremely big vertical, and I haven't really seen a solution that makes this much sense. Usually, it's like, yeah, you get access to it, and then how do you how do you know that they're not just sharing it, on GitHub or anything? Cool. Thank you.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'm asked again, any last questions? Going once? Twice? Okay, well, great. Well, I thought it was another, we had two, I thought, really interesting, very different, obviously, showcases. So look forward to the next one. Again, anybody has something that they'd like to showcase, let us know. Or, if you run across any agents and you think, wow, I think the other DAIAA members could benefit from seeing, seeing this showcase, let us know. Happy Crypto Monday, everyone.
Thanks. See you.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.